Less than 125 hours from the 13th Annual American Heart Walk. Want to get involved? Learn how on this morning's Carolina People. Coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the American Heart Walk this Saturday at Broadway at the beach, and we're visiting with the senior area director, Tammy Eaves. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Greg.
You know, it was 2 months ago we were together. Exactly 2 months ago. You were with us on August 11th, and to think we're now, or maybe, yeah, August 11th, and to think we're now this close to the walk. Obviously pumping up the walk back then, pumping up so many of the amazing activities with the American Heart Association here in the Waccamaw Division, and just so many incredible opportunities. We're less than 125 hours from the walk. How are you feeling?
Like we have a lot to do and a little bit of time to get it done in.
Yeah. What's it like now, Tammy, getting this close? I mean, there's so many different things you got to put together. As all the volunteers are rounding up to get out there, you're expecting thousands of folks, rain or shine. The great setup about being out at Broadway is rain or shine. You really got a great opportunity.
Yes, we do. And it did rain last year, so that's one thing we have to prepare for as well. We have the new walk that starts at Ripley's Aquarium at 9 a.m., which, of course, is inside. It's air-conditioned. They have music playing. So if it should be raining, folks can get out and do the half-mile walk inside Ripley's, especially if there were a downpour and they couldn't walk at all around Broadway. But hopefully it'll be a beautiful day, and they can do the Ripley's walk and then go ahead and do the walk around Broadway, which is going to be 3 miles. So the full, both walks is 3.5 miles. So most folks who enjoy walking and do it on a regular basis, that's a good, nice stroll on a Saturday morning to do both, and great atmosphere. I
think I saw this is America's first heart walk underwater.
That's right. That's right.
How'd y'all land that with Ripley's Aquarium, Tammy?
Well, just really went and talked to them and asked them about that being a part of the walking trail, and they were excited about it. They checked out some things to make sure that it was the first, so they're excited about it being the first walk underwater, and so are we. So it's a great partnership, and the Ripley's people have been wonderful to work with.
Right, particularly immediately adjacent to Margaritaville.
Right.
The Jimmy Buffett folks have been incredible. Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville folks have been incredible to work with, and so much focus, again, for this Saturday. If you're not a walker, if you don't walk but you like to eat or you like to drink margaritas, you can come out there knowing that 10% of all the gross sales will go to the American Heart Association.
And it's not just food, it's also anything in the gift shop. So if folks wanted a T-shirt or things of that nature from the gift shop, it's a great time for them to purchase, and we'll receive 10% of all purchases on October 16th.
Wow, that is huge. Tammy, how do you sleep as you get close to some of these big events? Of course, you've been doing this year after year after year for the American Heart Association here in Horry and Georgetown County. At one time, I guess, even up into the PD and in Marion and other adjacent counties when you're doing a lot of traveling. But, you know, you think about these events as you get close to a gala or a ride-a-thon or, of course, even helping Bev and the folks out on the jump rope stuff. There's so many activities on an annual basis. How do you sleep getting close to an event?
It is very difficult to do because you get so excited, and every time you lay down you start thinking about 15 things that you need to do. So I don't get a lot of sleep the week of an event.
Yeah, what's that like for Ronnie and Brooke, your husband and daughter?
They don't let it affect them the way it affects me.
Right. You know, it's just incredible. As we put so many things together and you start laying them out, part of the thrill of getting you in today. Obviously, we had Chief Johnny Morgan originally scheduled for today, and he had an emergency call last night, so couldn't be with us. Of course, you were scheduled to come in with us tomorrow. Great. We're excited to get you back in tomorrow. But the big focus is obviously knowing that we're less than 125 hours. And there's a lot of things that the viewers, they may not have been signed up already, but there's is there still an opportunity to sign up?
Yes, there's still an opportunity. You can come out Saturday morning. You don't even have to pre-register. Of course, we hope that the folks that participate raise funds and raise as much as they can. Now that we are into the week of the event, we realize that that would be a challenge to raise a lot of money. But if just ask folks for $20 a day from now till the walk, you'd still end up with $100 on walk day and qualify to get the T-shirt, because every walker that raises $100 gets a T-shirt. But if folks couldn't do that, the Ripley's Walk is a separate event in the sense that you could just come out and do that half-mile walk, and it's a $10 entry fee. And Ripley's is giving away T-shirts to the first 1,000 walkers.
Wow.
And Krispy Kreme will be out there, of course, giving out low-carb, fat-free, heart-healthy donuts, along with coffee, and we'll have some fruit and water and things of that nature. So it's a good time to come out, 8:30 Saturday morning. And if you just want to walk through Ripley's, you can still donate $10 and do that and help the American Heart Association.
I'm glad you said donation. First you said entry fee. I mean, that $10, the entire thing. Ripley's is letting you in before hours, before operating hours, the normal 10 o'clock hours. They're giving you the T-shirt, the Ripley's T-shirt, and the breakfast.
That's right.
And the donuts there. And, of course, I think someone else has helped provide bagels and bananas for later on during the day. We're very excited about that, the Walmart commitment there. Of course, Better Blue and other folks will have some beverages out there.
Right, and the Crown Reef has helped us with some sandwiches, so we're going to have ham and turkey sandwiches as well after the walk. Great. So we've ended up getting a lot of food, and so there'll be things for people to eat before the walk and after the walk. It'll be a great day. Okay,
Tammy, if a viewer had to get out of the house right now, if they needed to head out to work or get some folks off to school or otherwise, what's the best number for a viewer to call later today or maybe when they get back to the house today to learn a little more about this Saturday's walk, as well as to see if there's anything they could do to volunteer for this Saturday's walk?
626-3939.
Okay, that's 843-626-3939. And since it's on a Saturday and since it's at Broadway at the Beach, there's a lot of opportunities for viewers to come in from the PD or southeastern North Carolina, to come in from Brunswick County, and folks can even come in Friday night, spend the night there at some of the Broadway area hotels or other Myrtle Beach area hotels, and just get out there to Broadway at the Beach when there's not a ton of cars in the parking lot early, 8 or 8:30 on Saturday morning. That's right. It's a wonderful opportunity. And a lot of folks say when they come down to Myrtle Beach on vacation that they always make it a point to walk around Broadway at the beach. It's one of the entertaining things that they do while they're here. So, but they complain sometimes that there are a lot of tourists out there and it's difficult to get around and see everything. So you're right, it being an early morning event, we will get out there before everybody else comes. And of course we are expecting 2,000 walkers, but it'll still be a little bit nicer time, a little bit better opportunity than you might have if you're in the middle of the summer when there's millions of folks perhaps walking around Broadway. Share with viewers a little bit, Tammy. So many folks have been involved in the Heart Walks in the past. A, why y'all decided to make a change to Broadway at the beach from the pavilion area along the beach, and B, just exactly how many years y'all have been doing this. Okay. This is our 13th annual walk. We had the walk all 12 years previously at the beach, of course, that staged at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion, and we actually walked on the beach. Over the years, we've had some complaints from people that it's difficult for older folks to walk in the sand, or folks who have heart disease. They have more difficulty walking on sand. Also, folks who have children that have to be in strollers, it's more difficult to push them around if they're in strollers. And then Margaritaville, we talked to them about partnering with us on this event, and they offered us some opportunities and really made it appealing for us to come out to Broadway. So we started checking around with that, started questioning some of our walkers and our previous teams to see, A, would that be a good thing to do? And, the consensus was that the folks wanted us to give it a try. So we're giving it a try. We hope it's going to be better. We feel like it's going to be better. I think it'll be a great day. There's so many things for people to do. Particularly last year was the first year we ever have had rain. So we'd had 11 years of beautiful weather, and then all that rain last year, which really put a damper on some of the activities that we could do. And with the event being at Broadway, of course, there's lots of things. We've got the Ripley's Walk, so it doesn't matter if it rains, you can still walk through Ripley's, as well as there's lots of covered areas out there that we didn't have at the pavilion. So we just feel like it'll be a better day for people, more enjoyable, and plus maybe they'll stick around afterwards.
because it's a big day at Broadway at the beach.
Right.
They're actually having an arts and crafts festival, so they're having vendors, you know, selling arts and crafts. They've got entertainment throughout the day at Broadway. They've got a chili fest going on in Celebrity Square. And that evening, they're going to end the festivities with a fireworks display. And,
really?
This
Saturday night?
This Saturday night. And we all know 4th of July, you have to park, you know, 5 miles from Broadway just to get over there to see the fireworks. So, you know, that's a big draw. So you can come that morning, stay all day for shopping and entertainment, and go by Margaritaville, have a drink and a nice meal. So the American Heart Association would benefit by getting 10%. So have a full day of it.
Tim, you know, you pointed out one fascinating thing. It was raining, wet last October, almost this identical time. But the fascinating thing you didn't point out is that you had 2,500 walkers out there.
Right.
That you had a goal of 115,000, and you all grossed $172,000.
Right.
That it was obviously in memory of Ashby Ward. But to come in 49% over your goal is so exciting to think of the commitment to fight the #1 and #3 killers in America. You know, Pat Allen, we want to talk a little bit about your co-chairs. Pat Allen was with us, last month, highlighting this year's Heart Walk. We haven't been able to get Tony Cox in, unfortunately, but we'll see him out this Saturday. But Pat Allen was in, and he said, you know, the excitement was, if the goal's 200,000, but if we raised $2 million, it wouldn't be enough. And it was a very important point.
That is very, very true. Very true.
Let's talk a little bit about how do y'all go ahead and how do y'all find co-chairs or chairmen or women for events that happen, whether it's the Heart Walk this Saturday or the Ride-a-thon November 10th through the 14th, or, of course, the Gala on February 5th coming up at the Marriott again.
Well, we look at the event and who our target audience is. For the walk, our target audience is large companies. The larger the companies that we recruit, the more walkers that will participate, and then the more walkers you have, the more money you're going to raise. So when we look at the Heart Walk, we want to have a chair or co-chairs that represent one of the top 100 companies in our area. And, of course, Tony's from Burrs and Chapin, which is probably in the top 5 companies in our area. And Pat Al is Ori Electric, which is one of the top companies in the Conway market. We've also, for the past 2 years, partnered a Conway person with a Myrtle Beach person, which has been very beneficial to us because our events are all held along the Grand Strand, and sometimes we have not had as much participation from Conway and surrounding areas as we wanted, but that really helps us to bring in more participation from, you know, the other side of the waterway, which, you know, this is the Waccamaw division, which encompasses Georgetown as well as all of Horry County. So we always think of ways and try to find people that will help us bring people from all areas that we represent. So that's what we look at when we're doing the walk. Of course, as soon as this walk is over, we're going to be looking for co-chairs for next year. So if we have any viewers out there that represent a large company, large employee base, or even people that want to serve on the committee. You might not be with the largest company, but you may have a passion for the Heart Association, may have lost someone to heart disease, may have heart disease yourself. Call us at 626-3939 because we would love to have some new blood on our committee. That helps. You know, sometimes we have 6 or 8 folks who always serve on the committee, but every time we get new people, we tend to grow, and that's one of the things that we want to do with the Heart Walk as well as our other events.
I'm so glad you pointed out the Waccamaw division is Horry and Georgetown County. Of course, Georgetown Memorial Hospital, again, year after year, has come in as a good large sponsor, a silver sponsor. Santee Cooper's a sizable sponsor. They serve, obviously, all of the coastal region of South Carolina as well as much of the inland area, another big sponsor. So there is a serious focus from folks in Georgetown County. A lot of businesses recruit or have their employees living up and down in Horry and Georgetown. A lot of folks have a big commitment down in Georgetown County. But, of course, the walk does not discriminate on what county you're from. I mean, people can easily come in from the PD. And the PD walk, which is, I believe, next weekend.
That's right.
Folks, a lot of people from the beach head up to Florence or out to Francis Marion for that annual very large walk, which raises $300,000 or so every year.
Right. That's true. The PD does a really good job, the PD area walk, of recruiting folks from throughout the PD. It's not just a Florence, but I mean, it's a Florence-based walk, but folks come from all over for that. We've been trying to get folks to come from surrounding areas in our area, and we have not been as successful as they are, but that's one of the things we're striving for. So, you know, again, if there's any people that are listening today that live in another part of the county, whether it be Loris or Aner or Andrews or, you know, Pawleys Island, we need committee members that will help bring other walking groups from those areas.
Right, right. If a viewer didn't want to call, wanted to instead go online, Tammy, can you just, we'll go ahead and put that address up on the screen, but can you share it real quick with the viewers?
Yes, and it's pretty long. It is heartwalk.Kintera, which is Kintera / Myrtle Beach, SC.
Okay, heartwalk.Kintera.org / Myrtle Beach. Is that right? SC, Myrtle Beach, SC. So that is a long one.
It is.
Heartwalk.Kintera.org / Myrtle Beach, SC. Okay, well, that's it, or / That's a very important thing. And, of course, there's a lot of critical info there. And you just laid out one great thing. We're Monday. The walk's this Saturday. If someone was able to go online and say, hey, friends, give me $20 a day, I'll get a T-shirt.
That's right.
Now, and if an individual was out there, and if they raised 200, would they get 2 T-shirts, or are you really limited? Okay.
Yes, they can. We also have a catalog with all types of prizes in it. And, you know, if you raise $500, you have your selection of various prizes. There are CD players and just different gas grills, things like that. And because we're a national event, we have a national vendor that puts together these catalogs, and folks from all over the nation order the same prizes. The prizes are shipped directly to your house, so we don't have to run around delivering prizes, and you have a selection of 5 or 6 prizes. So you don't have to just, you know, take the one prize that might be allocated to you. We also have our top walker that will win $1,000 cash. And that's cash.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so if anybody's listening and they'd like an opportunity to win $1,000 cash, this is a great opportunity. Last year, the person who raised won the $1,000 cash raised $3,400.
That's all?
That's
$3,400?
Which is not, you know, that's not
a
too
lot
much,
of money, but still, there's a lot of opportunity to raise more.
That's right.
How about the person who last year, I know last year you all had a $500 prize as well, cash prize. Do you remember what she had raised, around $2,700 or so?
Yes, about $2,700.
Right, right. So someone really has a chance. And, of course, I know that would potentially catch you off guard, Tammy. Would you have any idea where some of the folks that are shooting for that $1,000 cash prize would be around right now? So if a viewer has this last week to really drive it home, what kind of number are they looking to beat? Do you have any idea?
The largest I've heard about is about 2,500.
Is that right? An individual currently, right now, as of Monday, leading up to the walk, around 2,500. Wow. So that person raising money for the American Heart Association to fight heart disease and stroke has a good shot of winning $1,000 cash from locally owned and operated.com.
That's right.
Wow, that's huge.
That's right. We also have a top 10 prizes. If you just happen to run a little bit shy of that and not actually get the $1,000 cash, you could get a cruise to the Bahamas for 2, a trip to Charleston, several trips here in Myrtle Beach, and as well as an array of other prizes. So there are some great prizes if you are lucky and get in the top 10. We also have youth prizes, and for any parents that are listening and they have children, we have bicycle, we have CD players, boom boxes, all kinds of exciting things. Walk-em-all Bowling Center's doing a birthday party for 10, season passes to the Pavilion, Myrtle Waves. You know, so we have a top 10 prizes for kids. And with kids, last year the top fundraising child raised $271. Now, if somebody could actually listen today and actually beat $271 by Friday, going to grandparents, aunts, uncles, you know, kids it's easy for them to raise money. And heart disease affects more children than any other disease, and a lot of people don't know that. It's the #1 birth defect and the #1 cause of death in infants and children.
Is that
right? So, you know, that's a good thing for a small child when they're going around collecting money to say that. You know, a lot of adults don't even realize that. So I think that they would do well in raising money just by talking about some of those things. They could also go online. Of course, all of our kids now use computers on a daily basis and sign up online a lot more than we do.
Right.
And email grandparents and aunts and uncles who may not live in Myrtle Beach, and they can donate by pulling out a credit card online, and little Johnny can raise $500 between now and Friday and be our top fundraising youth winner.
That could be huge, Tammy. We've got about 5 minutes. We want to focus on it. Of course, it's so thrilling to get you back tomorrow to highlight so many of the things that really need to be done between now and this Saturday, or between now and Friday. So you know you got everything wrapped up for Saturday morning. Can we highlight real quick some of the, you've got so many amazing sponsors. It would be impossible to name someone. We've got a new one this year who's coming in as the CPR sponsor, which is very exciting. Boardwalk Beach Services and Esau Sayachi. But, of course, Burroughs and Chapin and Ori Electric and Santee Cooper, per usual, coming in, and Coca-Cola at a big level, very large levels. Beach Ford, Mercury, Lincoln, they're really coming in there big. But you think about, if we can just break down the schedule of events. I know you talked about the first underwater heart walk ever at Ripley's, kicking off at 8:30. But break down the rest of the morning for viewers who may just be hearing about the heart walk for the first time and decide they want to come out this Saturday.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the CPR sponsor. One thing that goes along with the CPR sponsor is for the very first time we're offering CPR demonstrations as well as AED, which is automatic external defibrillator demonstrations at the walk. So there's some educational opportunities, you know, at the walk. We also have Loris Health Fair that is doing a fall fitness festival at the walk. They will be offering free blood pressure screenings, free cholesterol screenings, free glucose screenings, and free body fat analysis, which we all want to have right before we hit the walking trail. But they will be out from 8 to 12, so you can do those things before or after the walk, and those are huge things for Loris Healthcare to be sponsoring and donating all those services. We'll also have a kids corner, and at the kids corner we'll have coloring contests, face painting, make your own trail mix station. There'll be a pumpkin painting contest, Halloween costume contest. So if folks wanted to come out and bring their kids and they're thinking, well, you know, my kids are not going to enjoy walking for 3 miles, there's a playground area at Broadway at the beach, and we will have volunteers there, and we also need additional volunteers to help with that. If anybody's listening and would like to help the children with that, we don't know how many children we're going to get, so we'd like to have a lot of volunteers that can work with the kids and keep them busy while their parents go on the walking trail.
Great, safe volunteers to be out there, absolutely.
Right.
How vital. Well, go ahead and break down. We got 3 minutes, Tammy. Just break down some of the other things that'll be going on. I mean, it's incredible when you think about the walk itself. Hey, it's going to leave Margaritaville. Where does it go? How many laps have to happen? What's going on? What's going to be out on the walk area?
There's 3 laps around Broadway, and actually some are inside, like across the bridges and walking around through the stores, and there's the second lap is walking around the external perimeter of Broadway, and then the third lap is going back internally inside Broadway, pretty much the same route as the first lap. We need volunteers that will be stationed along the walking trail because we are concerned that some walkers may get a little lost, get a little sidetracked, so we want to have some volunteers that are out there to keep people moving along the path that we have set up for them, because we haven't had that problem in the past being on the beach, but we could have that problem at Broadway. If one person goes the wrong way, everybody else will start following them, so we need to have volunteers to do that. And then, of course, when they come back to the finish line, we will have a band playing, the Beachcomber Band, and Marquee Entertainment is donating those services for them. They've been a band around the beach for about 15 years, play beach music, and that should be great. We'll also have food and refreshments. We'll have the turkey and ham sandwiches, and, of course, the trail mix and fruit, Better Blue natural spring water, as well as Coca-Cola. So we'll have lots of refreshments available for them. And then we'll give out awards. That's when we'll give out the $1,000 cash. That'll happen around 12 o'clock. And as well as all the other prizes to all the top teams. We'll have a top 10 teams, top 10 walkers for both youth and adults, as well as an array of other prizes that we'll give away. We'll actually have door prizes, too. So some folks who, may not be a top fundraiser still have a chance to win some great prizes.
Right.
Ed Piotrowski is our MC for that event.
Right.
Then, of course, when that's over, we're going to have a Halloween costume contest for the children, sponsored by Mix 97.7. So since it's at Broadway, they have told me that we may have 200-300 kids participating in that, which we hope that we do. And we're also going to have a Jimmy Buffett look-alike contest for the adults. So lots and lots of things for people to do.
Tammy, there are so many things going on. We haven't touched on so many things. Are you okay about coming back in tomorrow?
Sure, yes. Delighted.
You've used the word volunteer so much, and we want to highlight that again and highlight the need for volunteers for this Saturday as well as so many Heart Association events.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Tammy Eaves coming up next. The key word is volunteer. The key word is volunteer. There's volunteers that will be out there this Saturday at Broadway at the beach, walking around Broadway, not one time, not two times, but 3 times, getting out there. It's a 3-mile walk. But another key word is volunteers. We need volunteers. The American Heart Association needs volunteers in the offices this week. They need volunteers to count cash, to put all the money together, all the funds that are raised. And again, you heard Tammy say it, just like Pat Al, no matter what's raised this Saturday, it's not enough. It's the #1 and #3 killer in America. Tune in tomorrow to catch Tammy Eaves to highlight so many more needs for this Saturday's 13th Annual American Heart Walk.